everyone. I feel like it has been so long since I've gotten to read a book to you. I hope you've been enjoying the Jan Brett Reading Room. These are actually a collection of Jan Brett books. There's many of her books in here. This is called the Jan Brett's Snowy Treasury, so it has a bunch of her different stories in here, which is kind of cool. Today we're going to read a new one. Yesterday you got a chance to listen to the story, The Mitten. Today we're going to read the story, The Hat. Now, if you can't see all the pictures very well, it is also in the reading room if you want to take a look through the book in a little bit more detail, because the cool thing about Jan Brett books is she always makes really neat borders around her books, and that gives us hints about what's going to happen next in the story, so it can kind of give us some predictions about what's going to happen next. So if you can't see the pictures really well, you could also go back and look in the reading room too. The Hat by Jan Brett. Winter was on the way. Lisa took her woolen clothes out of the chest and carried them outside. I love her illustrations too. She was hanging them up in the fresh air when a strong wind blew one of her stockings off the line. So one of them went flying. This is how people used to dry their clothes a long time ago before there were dryers. And then, I know it's hard to tell here, but there's a little animal that's right on the side here. So those are where we get those little hints about the story. Curious Hedgie found it and poked his nose in. When he pulled it out of the stocking, it was stuck on his prickles. How embarrassing, Hedgie thought. The mother hen came with her chicks. Cackle, cackle, she clucked and laughed. What's that on your head, Hedgie? Why, it's my new hat, he told her. Isn't it beautiful? The mother hen cocked her head as if she had an idea, and off she ran. So here you can see on the border are all of her clothes. Now there's another animal coming. Hedgie saw the noisy gander looking down at him. Honk, honk, ho, 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 the gander laughed. Look at that, the hedgehog has flipped his gizzard. Laugh today, gander, but tomorrow when it rains, my hat's going to keep me dry. The gander thought for a moment, and off he ran. So Hedgie has that stuck on his head, so now he's starting to make excuses for why it's so great to have this hat. The barn cat was watching from a tree as Hedgie tugged at the stocking. I think he's trying to get it off. Meow, he called down. What a silly looking hedgehog you are with that thing on your head. But my ears will be warm in a snowstorm. Said the cat, and off he ran. So now it's kind of hard to tell here on the side, but all of the clothes on the clothesline were, if we count right now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things left. There's a couple empty ones here. That might give you some hints about what might be going on. The farm dog and her puppies found Hedgie in a batch of brambles. Hedgie, is that a hat you're wearing? How funny you look, she barked, and her puppy started to yelp and giggle. But I'll be cozy and dry when it snows, Hedgie said. The farm dog's ears perked up, and off she ran. Now let's see what's left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here comes a pig. Now you might have an idea of what's happening here. Oink, oink, the piglet squealed. What are you up to, Hedgie? The mama pig asked. Making sure my hat doesn't fall off in an icy, windy storm if it comes up. I see, said Mama Pig, and off she ran. Hedgie, what is that ridiculous thing on your head? The pony snorted at Hedgie. That was the last straw. It's my hat, of course. Don't you know that everyone should wear a hat in the winter when it's cold and snowy? Hedgie shouted. The pony looked startled. Hedgie was usually so friendly, and off he ran. Okay, now look at this clothesline. One thing left. And now here's Lisa in the window. I wonder what she's thinking. Hedgie just wanted to be left alone. He was so tired of everyone laughing at him, and with this thing on his head, he couldn't get it off. He wouldn't even fit in his den with this. He could see Lisa running after him, the other stocking in her hand. "Come back, you silly hedgehog," she called. "Oh no," Hedgie thought, "even the girl's laughing at me." Lisa caught up and pulled the stocking off of Hedgie's head. "You ridiculous little hedgehog," she laughed. "Don't you know that animals aren't supposed to be wearing clothes?" Hedgie headed for his den, and Lisa started back toward the clothesline. That's when she saw all of her missing clothes. And where do you think all of her missing clothes ended up? The animals had taken them, and each of them was thinking, "Now I'm wearing a magnificent hat." So they copied Hedgie. Lisa was still chasing them when Hedgie reached his den. "How ridiculous they look. Don't they know animals should never be wearing clothes?" said Hedgie. The end. So that's the last one. Now there's other books in here too that we're going to take a look at tomorrow. We're going to read The Three Snow Bears, which is another one by Jan Brett. So I hope you enjoyed this one today. You're going to start thinking about the story, the hat that we read today, and the story you heard yesterday, the mitten. And you're going to compare those two today and think about what are some things that are the same about the two stories and what are some things that are different. And that's something you're going to work on for your activity today. I hope you enjoyed the story. I love these Jan Brett books. All right, see you later.